How's it going? It's me, your boy, Young C, aka Young Condom, aka Two Hands. That's what they call me on the street, because I got two hands. Today's episode of Dom Sketchcast, which is the third episode, how amazing that we're still here, is sponsored by Patreon, patreon.com/valet. That's my Patreon. It's your Patreon. It's our Patreon. That's where valets go to get inside scoop, inside details on how I make things. You'll learn things if you go on my Patreon. You'll also be giving me money that I'm going to directly distribute to people who work on stuff with me. Producers, directors, cameramen, actors, actresses, dogs, cats, dinosaurs, okay? Go on patreon.com/valet. There's all kinds of goodies there. Pins we'll be sending out, original art, raffles, that sort of stuff. Go ahead, go on the link right now. Check that out. I want to thank you guys for being here. While I'm stuck here in Downhill Media Studios, home of Art Explained, which you should also check out. Also check that out. You see, back there in the peanut gallery, that was a ghost just now that yelled. It's pretty spooky. I don't know. Okay, I think I'm going to start out by just talking about Stan Lee. Now, by the time you've seen this, he's been dead a couple of weeks. But Stan Lee died. Stan Lee, you know, I believe he created Marvel. I mean, I think he made the company and then was responsible for the majority of the iconic characters we know about. Spider-Man being one of the main ones. He made him with Steve Ditko. And I know I feel uncomfortable just saying he made all of them. He didn't make all of them. He was in conjunction with Steve Ditko, but he was super, super influential, obviously, in Marvel and comics and story creation. I mean, just majorly influential in escapism and ideas and, again, fiction. The idea of not wanting to feel alone, these ideas of wanting to be more in control of your life. And I know a lot of stories have been written about comic creators. I believe one of them was called like The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay, which was a book I didn't finish, but I know it was about people of Jewish descent sort of writing these superheroes and why they needed these superheroes, why they needed to tell these stories. And so I think for many reasons, a lot of us connect with these stories because they're very human, but also because they were, I don't know, there was something about superheroes I gravitated towards so much. And I think in the same way, I mean, a lot of young boys do, but I think I needed them in a way because, you know, in my childhood, there was a lot of stuff that happened to me that I didn't have control over that I think I wish I did. And there's something so attractive about this idea of like, okay, although there's stuff that happens to you that you don't have control over, you have control over your body and you have like these supernatural abilities that you can use to interact with the world. I think that's a reason why, I mean, I've been thinking about this a lot, why the black community historically has loved Kung Fu movies, loved Dragon Ball Z and anime. I mean, look at any rapper, like they really love that shit. Love superhero stories, love anime, all that stuff. The idea of like Goku, for instance, it's like you're pushed down, you come out on top, you train, you get pushed down again, you come out on top. This stuff is it's all one giant ball. Fiction, art, music, wanting to get better control of yourself, get control of your environment, fight against powers that hold you down. Sometimes those things are internal. I mean, like take a character like Spider-Man. One of the things I love about superheroes is like you can sort of be attracted to them and enamored by them on so many different levels. Like you could just say, okay, this is just a guy who beats up people. And that is the basic way of looking at them. I feel like a hipster right now. I mean, like people just look at Spider-Man and he just hits people. This is something that I've been known to say. And yes, that's true, but Spider-Man is a great example of how brilliant superhero stories and fiction can be, because when you think about Spider-Man, one of the most iconic things about him is like Uncle dies when he's younger, gets shot, and then he learns this he learns about how he could have prevented it. He had the power to prevent it. You contrast that to someone like Superman, Batman, Daredevil, had no power over what happened to them. Spider-Man could have stopped it. So, with great power comes great responsibility. I got coffee now, thank you. I'm gonna sip this coffee. With great power comes great responsibility. I mean, it's cool. It's cool because, I mean, as corny as that saying might seem, since you've heard it over and over again, and you heard Tobey Maguire say it while he pulled his hair down, as the Black Spider-Man thrusting his penis at a crowd of traffic in Spider-Man 3, and he gets taken into the police precinct. That's Spider-Man 3, right? When he's flashing that crowd because the black sauce took over him. It's not black sauce. Some might call him Venom, but his real name was Black Sauce. That's what Venom's original name was. A lot of people don't know that. That's what he was called in the story. But it's a powerful idea if you decide to take it into your life and let it change you. I think that's the purpose of stories. That's the purpose of stories, is to mold your existence and your reality. I would hope that you don't just go to watch Marvel movies and take them in. Okay, this is me being on a pedestal. Let me come down, let me step off the pedestal a little bit. If you want to just watch Iron Man and Avengers and just say, hey, it's people just blowing each other up, and I enjoy it, that's fine. But I think hard mode and the most enriching mode is probably to be like, okay, is there something I can take away from these stories and implement into my life? And so Stan Lee was an agent of that. He believed in that, and if you read his writing about, I don't know, bigotry, racism, like self-empowerment, like your duty to yourself and the community, he was an agent of that. He believed in that, and he used his stories to sort of represent things that we want in life. I'm getting really mushy right now. So Stan Lee is dead. I don't really say rest in peace because I don't know what it means. It's like when you say rest in peace, is it like, it almost implies that like there's another way to rest, like it's implying that you're scared that they're gonna come back from the dead and not be resting in peace. So I don't know. I have a lot of feelings about death because I think about it every day. You know what I'm saying? Swag. But I think it's important to, I don't know, you just take a moment sometimes when someone dies who's affected you. You think about how they've affected you, and maybe the best thing to do is sort of let yourself feel however you're going to feel, and think about the positive ways they've affected you. So in short, Stan Lee's work has affected me by showing me just a beautiful way of storytelling, and he's one of the many people who just opened up a portal. You call it whatever it is you want to call it, but he opened up a portal into some other storytelling dimension, just sliced open that thing and just let it through into all of our brains to the point where I can say Spider-Man and you know what I'm talking about. These are all ideas, right? We just share ideas and create them. So yeah, Stan Lee, great person. We should all aspire to be like that. Poor segue, but I lost my pencil case last week, a few days ago. So it's a different kind of death. You know what I'm saying? The death of my pencil case. I had this thing for since college, so I guess it's 2018 now. I graduated 2010, so I think I had it for 8 or 9 years, and it was just, I don't know, I'm not a hoarder, but I definitely had some kind of sentimental attachment to this thing. I definitely felt like it was there for me somehow, and it is strange to say that about a physical object, but maybe some of you have felt that way about an object. So post in the comments below about if you ever felt a really strong emotional attachment to an object that you lost. Tell me where that object might be. I'm interested in knowing that stuff. Post that in the comments. If you're listening to this on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever else, just tweet at me. DM me on IG. You can also tell me how you felt about Stan Lee's death or how you felt about his life. That's probably a better thing. You know, it's like you wanna talk about when things were living. So I guess I want to talk about when my pencil case was alive and in my life. But there's something about having dependable tools and reliable tools and just knowing that something is there for you, that a physical object is there for you. This is my new Moleskine sketchbook, for instance. Something like this. I name all my Moleskine sketchbooks, like this one, for instance. I'm going to cover this up so you don't see my address. You weirdos don't show up. I name all my books. This one is called The 7th Century of Pregnancy. Ask me what that means. I don't fucking know, dog. Don't ask me that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, tools, I know you don't want to get super hung up on tools because then it's like, ultimately it doesn't matter what kind of objects you use, but I miss my pencil case, dog. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee for it. I lost it on a bus. I realize now I've been talking so much about it, I didn't talk about the details of where my pencil case went. The ghosts at Downhill Media are sipping scissor while I talk about my lost pencil case. The ghosts at Downhill Media Studios don't even care about my lost pencil case. They're back there doing cartwheels. They're over there like rolling dice in the corner. They're rolling dice thinking about a DVD that I bought. I think they're like gambling over this DVD. So this episode is also sponsored by, I know you audio listeners. Didn't I say I was going to talk to you in the singular in the last episode? It might not happen, whatever. Maybe you're a plural person. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, this is a little ASMR for you. It's a DVD case. It's Benjamin Button. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. And I looked at this today when I picked this up, and I was like, I'm going to talk about Benjamin Button as much as possible today. That's one of my goals. I'm going to talk about Benjamin Button ad nauseum, as they say in Latin. I kind of miss DVDs. I miss when this shit was cool, because it's not cool anymore. The back of this shit looks so dumb. Let's see if you can zoom in on it. In post, perhaps. It's Brad Pitt and Cate Blanchett looking so happy and white. You know, like the happiest form of whiteness. Where it's like, so carefree with my shades on a bike. Toodaloo. That's what it sounds like. Cate Blanchett. One weird thing about this movie was like, it's this really annoying trope you see when it's like, so for those of you who don't know, live under a rock. So in Benjamin Button, Brad Pitt is aging backwards. So grows up, he's born as an old man, reverses his age to dying as a baby. Cool concept. Shape-shifting, age shifting. I guess you call him an age shifter. Here's a little riddle for you fools out there, okay? If you're a fire mage, you're called a pyromancer, correct? Yes, everyone in unison. Yeah, motherfucker. The crowds, millions of people. Yes, motherfucker. If you're water mage, you're called hydromancer, right? Yeah, oh shit. Everyone in the crowd just raving. Now, if you're a time mage, you'd be a chronomancer, you think? Something like that? So let's say you're a mage of age. Not time, but age. Chronos is probably Latin for time, but like, what is age? Who the fuck knows? That's a good question. I want you guys to answer that. That's your riddle for today. There is no right answer, but that's what Benjamin Button is. And the trope that annoys me is like this thing where it's like he's accepted by this southern black family as like this ugly ass wrinkled white baby, and they're like, oh, we gotta take him into our home and into our hearts, right? And it's like why? Like why were they so? I know some of the family like sort of didn't warm up to him immediately, but they had like this mammy figure, like the black woman is like, oh yeah, we all God's children, ain't we? Take him in, and this is like the 40s or the 50s, and I'm like, was thinking to myself, there'd be a really good chance, sip this coffee, there'd be a really good chance that they would have seen this ugly baby, this ugly old baby, and they would have been like, fuck that, we're not taking care of it. Bury that shit out back, because we don't want the local cop coming by and saying, y'all see an ugly old white baby around here? And like, oh no, we haven't. And then, they get shot up, firebombed or something. So, I mean, yeah, the director's cut of this movie, my version of this movie involves them finding the baby, and then they're just like, and she's like, oh, we should take care of him. And he's like, Mildred, we have fucking 6 kids to take care of. We're black, it's 1950 in the South. What the fuck is wrong? No. And then the credits. I don't know what happened to the baby, but that's Dominic Raburn directs Benjamin Button. I mean, there's some cool moments in this. There's that scene where there's that scene in this movie where Brad Pitt has erectile dysfunction at the age of 16, and it's the weirdest thing, but like he literally complains about it for like 20 minutes in this movie. I don't know how it made it to the final cut, but he just keeps complaining about it. And like everyone in the movie is trying to get the plot to move by. They're trying to get him to not keep talking about his ED. It's like, I'm 16, but my dick won't work, man. Why the hell? This 3-time Academy Award winning movie. Brad Pitt just talking about his dick nonstop. How crazy is that? It's like no other movie has no other movie that has won that many Academy Awards has included that. You know what I'm saying? You don't watch 3 Billboards in Ebbing, Missouri. 3 Billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri. That's a terrible movie title, by the way. But in 3 Billboards, Frances McDormand isn't talking about ED for 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Why would they put that in this film? You guys, I have a great announcement to make. At some point, very soon, I'm going to throw to my other self, Chaos Dom. Yeah, so Chaos Dom is going to be interviewing a very special artist. You probably know already because it's in the title, blah, blah, blah. You already looked through his amazing art in the show notes. But we're going to be chatting very soon. But unfortunately, you got to listen to me babble a little bit more before we get there. Because that's how we do it on this show. You know what I'm saying? Man, I love embracing these tangents. I love it. We talk about my pencil case. I got a new one, though. This is my new pencil case now. It's a lot thinner than the old one. Those of you listening, it's kind of, I don't know. It's about the size of it's the size of like Shrek's condom, I guess. It's a Shrek condom. That's my new pencil case. I think I might have like 5% of seasonal affective disorder. The lights down up here in Downhill Media are helping me get these like delicious rays of like vitamin D and all that stuff. The fluorescent light beams, but today I had one of those feelings. I was like, holy shit, I feel like existence is kind of like moving through tar right now. It's so cold out and it gets dark so fast here now. It's like, it's dark by like 5:30. So, if you're suffering through a day job, you wake up and it's dark, go to work, come back and it's dark. And it just feels like, yeah, you're in the muck. And I guess for some people, the lamps help, that sort of thing. I'm not saying I fully have this. All right? I don't have this bad enough to need the lamp and all that stuff. I have some friends who do that. They wake up in the middle of the night and they just, like a vampire, they just beam that stuff at themselves. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what Benjamin Button had. Maybe all he needed was a damn light in his face, and he wouldn't have just kept receding in his age. Another guy who did that supposedly was Merlin. I read somewhere that in some forms of Merlin's tale from King Arthur, that he's born like Benjamin Button, but not really. Like, so from what I remember, he's born as like his adult, like ultimate self. Like he comes. I don't know the physics of this, but he comes out of the womb as a fully grown old man, just with all of his knowledge intact. And I guess the idea is that somehow that's how he knew Arthur was going to be king with the damn sword and all that shit. I don't understand the physics of this. Like, how was he born? So I guess he was born knowing everything. So every time he sees someone, he's like, "Oh yes, you're the young man who's going to drive me in this lift today." And he would get in the lift, and the guy would be like, "What? The fuck? What are you talking? I'm a great inspiring wizard, Merlin. Have you heard of me?" The lift driver is like, "Nah, man. I'm just trying to make a buck in the city of Nottingham." Nottingham was Robin Hood, right? Did I mix it up?
That's wrong.
Damn, I fucked it up. Anyway, I'm just a humble fucking lift driver. You understand? It's like, "Yes, I know everything about your life. This drive will cost $7.70. I'll Venmo you. Imagine, imagine Gandalf or Merlin having to Venmo each other, because one of them bought like a magical artifact or some shit. He's like, "Oh, I haven't got the coin today." He's like, "That's fine. Just Venmo me." They both have the same voice. "I'm old as fuck. Just Venmo me, please." They both sound like they're on their deathbed. Two old wizards on their deathbed Venmoing. That's what I want to put in your head right now. So the seasonal depressive, affective disorder, I think the answer is exercise and talking to friends as much as you can muster. Allowing goodness into your life, which I'm not really good at, but I think I'm okay at that. Allowing goodness into my life. It's something I've been thinking about more, is like, whatever your sticking points are in your life, just sort of trying to do the opposite of this. For instance, if you have abandonment issues, it's like, try to latch onto people a little bit more. And it's gonna feel weird because, I mean, if you're like me and you have those issues and it's like, you're just constantly looking for exits or there's windows, metaphorically, to just exit every situation. But it's like, no, try to linger a little bit more, because however long you think you're lingering, it's probably not as long as you think. And I don't know, for instance, like let's say you give too much of yourself, then take some time for yourself. Do whatever the thing is that's the opposite of the thing you should not be doing. "That's not confusing at all. Let me Venmo you." That's Gandalf's goal. "I just want to Venmo a little more in my life, please. I want to start carrying cash on me and coin." I voted last week. I have voting written down here, and I don't know why, because I really don't have much to say about it. Some shit happened. The people I wanted to win won half of what I wanted them to win. Because I'm a Republican, you know what I'm saying? Trump forever, dog. When I leave Downhill Media Studios, I hop on my Trump skateboard. It has rockets on it, and it just sends me flying into the nearest wall, and that's how I die. Okay. Trump supporter, dog. If we have any Trump supporters listening, legitimate Trump supporters, I do want to know. I do want to know why. I'm genuinely interested, and this is not like this is not one of those like obnoxious like liberal things where it's like, "I want to know so I can tear you down." No, I do want to have conversations with people who have different opinions from me. Like, I want to know why, because I mean, in this area, there aren't many Trump supporters, and it's like, I am kind of in this bubble of like, and I just want to poke my head out of the water, sort of like one of those periscopes in the submarine, and just look around like, what the fuck is going on in the world, man? Why am I getting younger? Even though I'm still old. And there's that scene in Benjamin Button where like Morgan Freeman plays his doctor, and he goes up to him, and they have. I actually forgot this part. There's like another like 30-minute scene 30-minute long scene where he talks to Morgan Freeman, who's his doctor, and Benjamin Button, and he's like, Morgan Freeman, why's my dick not working? Please, like, Morgan, you gotta help me out here, man. What the fuck? Are there some pills I can take? He's like, nah, son, your dick isn't gonna work until you're 48. At which point, you'll be 16 in body years. Yeah, Morgan Freeman won one of the Academy Awards in The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. The other Academy Award was won by the motorcycle on the back of this DVD. Benjamin Button. He goes to war at some point, and this movie is like the final, or one of the final descendants of Forrest Gump. Like, you ever think about a movie as if it's a person, as if it can have children? Because, I mean, that's kind of the way it is. I mean, going back to Stan Lee, I mean, he's given birth to so many ideas and just, I mean, anime, just music, I mean, hip hop, like, it's just dripping in that vortex that he created that I was telling you about. I mean, in my work, I'm so heavily influenced by that stuff. So you could say that my ideas are descended from those things. And I think Benjamin Button is one of those movies that is descended from that really corny, like, syrupy type of film you would see in the 90s, where it's the guy in the rain twirling around. And he's like, I love my wife, Rebecca. I don't know where that came from, but my wife, Rebecca. And he's just like, there's leaves, and it's in Boston, and he's white, and he's really happy about it. He's like, fuck yeah. You know, in the middle of the movie, he opens up a window. He's like, yeah. Good Will Hunting, okay? You see what I'm getting at? Good Will Hunting, Forrest Gump. There's some other ones. Fuck, I'm trying to think. I think E.T. is in that realm too. Just Steven Spielberg is the grandfather of these movies. Steven Spielberg is the semen that fertilized these eggs. You know what I'm saying? There's a cat in the background agreeing with me. Yeah, Steven Spielberg is, yeah, E.T. I think Jurassic Park has a little bit of it, but it's not enough to warrant the whole child analogy. But Benjamin Button is like, I think it's this idea of, I guess what I'm circling around is this idea of idealistic reality. In the 90s, you saw a lot of these movies depicting this idealistic reality, and you'd get these really just syrupy sweet violin themes. Look for twirling in the rain. If you see any movie where people are twirling in the rain, sitting on benches, having chocolates, then you know what I'm talking about. So Benjamin Button is one of the bastard children of Forrest Gump. And what made me think about this is like this war scene on the back. So Benjamin Button goes to war at some point. I think he enters into a big naval skirmish by accident. Same as Forrest Gump. Like, Forrest Gump is one of these people who everything that happened to him was just by accident, but also accidentally happened to be amazing. And I don't know what it said about us that movie won so many awards, and it was like, Jenny, I heard you got AIDS, Jenny. What the fuck? Jenny, I'm not racist at all. I'm just a dumb motherfucker. And I guess he was supposed to be like some lovable kind of stupid, which Benjamin Button is as well. And might I add, again, unless I'm wrong, was Forrest Gump raised by black people? Or am I just, was he?
I honestly have not seen that movie in like 10 years.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I don't know. But I feel like there are definitely moments like, I don't see color. There were a lot of those moments. So this ideal form of like racism exists outside of me. I'm just completely oblivious to it. And I'm not saying that makes his character bad, but it does show to some extent how we wanted to feel. Like, we wanted to see this person who was just oblivious to all the wrongs, and he doesn't understand what AIDS is, and he doesn't know what racism is, and he's just overseas fighting the Viet Cong because they just put a gun in his hand, right? And he does everything he's supposed to. Benjamin Button, similar. Benjamin Button, not racist. Erectile dysfunction, yes. Painful erectile dysfunction that he never cured in this movie. Erectile dysfunction is actually what killed Benjamin Button in the end of this movie when he was a baby. Yeah. Morgan Freeman is like, that young man, he just had a soft dick and that's what killed him. The credits right after. That's what killed Benjamin Button, dog. It wasn't old age. He didn't die of natural causes. The causes he died of are very unnatural. I'd never seen anything like it. It's just imagining Morgan Freeman with just a really just fucked up wig, just like a Frederick Douglass wig. That's like not even all the way on top of his head. That boy ain't right. What the fuck? I think it's time. On that note, we're gonna go to Ladon Alex. We're gonna go to Chaos Dom. Chaos Dom, take it away. Oh, I'm going into the Chaos realm. Why do I have to keep doing this? Chaos Dom, where are you, dude?
Here we are. I'm Chaos Dom in the Shadow Realm with my guest. And like that fuzzy sound you're hearing is because of, me having to reach across the dimension. Please introduce yourself to the people, sir.
Ladon Alex.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man.
What month were you born in?
April.
And that makes you a Pisces, correct?
Or Aries. I don't know. I think it's the Aries.
I just guessed. I do that to girls all the time, and they love it because I guess wrong every time. And it's just funny. You just throw. You know what else people like? Not just women, but like when you try to guess their birthday and you're just completely wrong. You ever do that?
I don't, but I'll have to try.
Just with the most confidence possible. Oh yeah, you were clearly born in May, and they're like, nah. Like, okay, yeah, I'll get the next one right. So you don't believe in any horoscope stuff?
I don't.
Okay.
I really don't.
But I know you gotta have some supernatural in you. You have some kind of thing in you, right? There's some kind of belief in the paranormal.
Well, honestly, not really.
Damn, this interview's over, dog. I only ghost hunters only on this show. Let me introduce you a little bit. I'm a terrible host. Ladon Alex, I found your work through a really funny, poignant, real Twitter post you made on your Twitter, which is a great Twitter, by the way. But you posted this, I don't know if you call it a meme or whatever the fuck, where you were basically like parallel situations where one of those posts where it was like, the moment when you tell people as an artist, oh, hey, would you be cool with, like, would you guys be interested if I did this thing? And everybody, it was like a SpongeBob picture where everybody was crowding around the chum bucket, right? Or something. And then it was like, okay. And then you actually deliver it. Like, okay, everybody, here's the thing. And then there's like two guys there. And it's so fucking true, dude.
I'm glad it resonated with so many people. I figured, honestly, that when I posted it, that it would get like a fair response, but I was not expecting it to hit like just the sheer number of people it hit. And like the thing about it is like it was annoying, first of all. Like I don't want to sound like ungrateful, but like the notifications were just annoying, and I was too lazy to like look up how to mute a tweet.
Yeah.
So I was just like I would just open the app and it would just be hell. And then there was people complaining and like telling me I should be grateful for like the amount of people who who are there in like the second picture, and I was like, it's a SpongeBob meme. Like
Yeah.
this is not an actual photograph.
But it's obviously grounded in reality. That's why it resonates.
Yeah,
And those people, by the way, what I call them are not artists. That's what I call them.
yeah.
I call them consumers and also just whiners. I mean, those people who said that, they don't get it. These are the same kinds of people who are like, when a big artist tries to take a break and they have a big following, they're like, oh, I mean, you clearly don't care. I mean, like, you're out there taking a mental health break? What?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I've talked to her about this like phenomenon with several other artists where it's just like uh the artist is no longer like seen as a person, and it's just and this is not just, I'm saying artist just because of this, that's my personal experience, but I know it happens to like really any like creative field, and it's just like you reach like a certain point where they just see you as, or they feel entitled to what you do, and yeah, it's a little ridiculous. But yeah, that whole tweet thing was interesting.
I mean, I love it because that's how we got to this point right here in the present, and we have a bunch of people listening on this damn podcast or YouTube or wherever the fuck. We might be both dead, and they're listening to this. That's one of my favorite thoughts to have is posthumous art consumption, specifically digitally. Like, I love the idea of people consuming my YouTube content after I'm dead, and it's such a weird thought to have, but it's like. By the way, okay, I didn't finish my intro of you. It wasn't just the meme. That was funny enough, right? So I'm like, okay, I see funny memes all the fucking time. I'm a meme connoisseur. I understand, right? So I'm like, let me check out what Ladon Alex has going on. What the oh, like you're a real one. I saw your paintings and I was like, oh, this motherfucker is going for it. Like, you are making fantastic art. Great.
Thank you.
Like, and the best thing is, like, you have a voice and you have a personal, you put your foot down. When I see your drawings, you're like saying, this is me and I'm not anybody else. And I really, really appreciate that whenever I see it in any form. People just having an opinion, a voice in their art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I appreciate that, honestly.
Yeah, because I've seen, and I've crusaded against photorealistic art on my site, on my YouTube channel for a long time, and I know you see it too. We don't have to call them out by name, but it's just kind of the typical art. I mean, if you Google art or you go on Reddit art, I mean, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about, where it's like people think they like that stuff, but it's like it says nothing about a personal experience. It has no perspective. It has no, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
And all I'm interested in is stuff like yours, and I'm just so happy that I got connected to it. So you do mostly, I mean, are you like half and half digital and physical for the most part?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
I wanted to ask you about like your texture usage. Like I saw really good variation in textures throughout your paintings. One specifically, and I hope you know which ones I'm talking about. Migraines, you know this one I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like how did you get those sort of grainy textures on the guy? Like, what was your process for that?
It was just honestly like a bunch of just small cross hatching, and it really, I didn't even know that would be the texture it gave, but when I finished it I was like, okay, this is nice. Like, this is what I was kind of going for. And yeah, it kind of looks like fingerprints. Like if you dab your thumb in like some ink and then do that, that's like a technique a lot of like comic book artists use.
Right.
And that's kind of like where I come from. I kind of started, or I kind of got interested in art just through comic books, and then I kind of shifted when I was maybe like 16 and started just going into more like just a illustrator type of situation. But yeah, that's how the texture came about.
You have a very attractive mixture of comic book and fine art. Like you ride that line like very like it pretty much exactly the way I like it. It's like you can go either way, and you just sort of like you're bouncing back and forth, and I really enjoy that. I wanted to list off a couple names of people that I think you're influenced by, or maybe haven't been influenced by. I just want your confirmation, a simple yes or no. I'm gonna give you a list. All right.
All right.
Picasso.
Yes.
Basquiat.
Yes.
Shikamaru.
No.
Terry McGinnis, aka Batman Beyond.
Oh, it would be a sin for me to say no, but I haven't fully figured out how he influences me.
Okay. Marcel Duchamp.
Yes.
Eric Andre.
He inspires me. I won't say influences.
Okay. Dave Chappelle.
Yes.
Okay. I got one last one. One Punch Man, Saitama.
Yes.
Okay, all right. That's good. That's good. That's what I want. That's an important one. Tell me about your anime consumption. What are you watching these days?
Man, I I just got finished watching well, the last two shows I got finished watching was Psychic K, and it just got put on Netflix, which is where I watch all my stuff. I don't go to Crunchyroll, honestly. But so Psychic K, and it's about this like pink-haired psychic dude, who is like it honestly there's a lot of parallels to Saitama. I think if you like One Punch Man, I think you would like this. And it's not like they copied it, but you can see kind of the same I guess kind of the same voice. And then the one I got finished watching like last week, I can't even it's bad because I can't remember the name, but I just have a bad memory. It was really good. And I finished it in like a few days. But
Do you
really
remember anything about the anime that you forgot? That one that you're trying to remember? We don't need a name. We just need I'm just interested in the elements of it.
it was well, first of all, surprisingly, it was all CGI and I liked it. So yeah, that says a lot because if you know like Berserker, that was horrible. But
the one they just did, the next one?
it's
I
just,
don't know. Yeah, the 3D it gets weird. Yeah.
does. But yeah, they pulled it off. Like of course, like with CGI and like animation, like you're gonna get like some stiff moments. But they really handled this pretty well. And yeah, I I tried to explain it to my girlfriend, but it's so like there's so many like little plot twists and like turns. It's basically I would just have to tell someone to watch it. I really got to look it up before we end this because I need people.
Yeah, let me know as you're googling it. Speaking of Google, I wanted to ask you about there's a painting. It's kind of like triptych is 3 paintings. I get a quadric. I don't know what the fuck you would call it, but like it's called Dream Chasing. Was it? I was interested in the text that you included in that painting, because you highlight dreams in yellow each time.
Mm-hmm.
Were you influenced by the Control F feature on the internet when you're searching for stuff?
No.
So were you just thinking highlighting, like physical highlighting, like the classical highlighting thing?
Yeah, I really just wanted to I just wanted to emphasize really what this whole thing was about and like how because I really feel like dreams and like goals are very important and there's a lot of people who give up on their dreams for I don't want to say simple reasons because I don't want to invalidate anyone's
You're
like
right.
feelings, but it's like you keep going if this is really what you want. I mean, there's gonna be up and downs, so I feel like you're just gonna have to keep pushing through. Even with like my that uh, aforementioned tweet with like the SpongeBob meme, like there are people responding to it who said, "Yeah, this is why I stopped being an artist." And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, that's
Oh
that's
my
that,
god,
yeah,
that is disgusting.
that is. It's like that. I mean, you know, that's going to happen. It happens in any kind of like business or situation. Like, there's not always going to be the same amount of support shown when when it's time to be, uh, when it's time for like payment or something like that. But that's no reason to not continue to do what you supposedly love.
Yeah, and I feel like we are defined dream wise by the moments when it's hard. I think being an artist is really, I mean, it's work. You know, people who aren't artists, I feel like often there's, I mean, even in the artist community, there's this myth perpetuated that like you get a guy like James Jean and every day he wakes up and it's just, I love it, I love doing, and it's like, no, that's not how it works. Like, you're defined by the moments when it sucks. It's the same thing as a marathon runner. Like, and by the way, this is a marathon, and I know you understand this, but it's like most people don't get that. It's like, yeah, like we're in this till death. Like, this is not like we're committed to failure in a way. We're committed to getting knocked down and just getting back up because, and like when I was a kid, there were so many kids who drew, and then for some reason, I don't know if you can attest to this. It's like around like 6, 7, kids start dropping off, right? Like everybody draws as a toddler, as a 5-year-old, and then it's like the real drawers come out, and then it's like, it's almost like sperm competition or something. It's like we're all trying to get to this place, but like only some of us will last. And I feel like I always had this thing in me of like, I'm going to be one of the ones who, and I before I could even put it to words, I was like, no, I'm a drawer. Like, this is my thing. I own this. I control this.
Yeah, I totally agree.
But, yeah, so do you have any like, I want to know your wild aspirations. I want to know one of your dreams that's like for instance, I'll tell you one of mine if you tell me one of your like a really really big dream, like you want it, but it's kind of like, this is nuts.
Okay, I have like I want to do so much. It's not even like like I definitely want to, in regards to art, I definitely want to become uh it's hard to even explain because I've tried to explain it to people before, and it just feels like I'm uh trying to express something in a way that wasn't really meant to be expressed in. And I want to do so many different things in so many different areas. So I'll just list the areas.
Okay.
And then because I'm very, I would like to be very involved in uh let's say the fashion industry.
Right.
Music.
You have your own line.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Sorry,
Let's
continue.
say music, definitely. Continue with this art, either as like an illustrator as well as a fine artist. I would definitely love to have galleries or have my stuff in galleries pretty much everywhere. Uh, and that's a big dream of mine. I don't showcase my paintings as much as my illustrations, but uh, yeah, I just start painting like a year and a half ago, and it's like really changed my life.
God
Like
damn,
in
you're really good, man. Like how old are you?
19.
God damn. Yeah, you're good. You're very good.
Thank you.
Fuck. Yeah, I'm a little jealous in a good, which is it's a compliment. Yeah, I don't even paint physically anymore. I don't. Oof. Yeah, but sorry, I think I cut you off. Do you got any other ones?
Not really. Those are pretty much the three, maybe four main ones where it's just like I want to carve out my own lane within these like industries, and that's pretty much it. I also want to go into like furniture and stuff, but those are like, yeah, uh, yeah, those are things I'm like, I don't even know how to like start, like, kind of like get my foot in. Uh, but yeah,
I think we're honestly in. People will look back at these couple decades we're in like the next coming 2-3 decades, and I think they're gonna look at it like the Harlem Renaissance, especially for Black people, like because it's just. I mean, look at you guys like Tyler the Creator, Donald Glover. These dudes are like,
yeah,
they are. You and I are mixed in with them. We're on the same like wavelength of like. It's not crazy for you to be like furniture. Yep. Music. Yep. Fashion. Yep. It's not crazy.
dude, this is so. It's amazing that you say that. Sorry to interrupt, but it's amazing
Please, please.
because I literally had the same exact conversation with my girlfriend yesterday.
Dude,
Like it,
we're in
like
sync. We're in sync, man.
we are in sync. Like I literally mentioned Tyler and Donald, that I was like, it's crazy that Tyler went from being holding the image that he has held, that he started off with, to doing like the score for a Grinch movie. Like that's so
I know.
crazy to me. Like like that's so crazy.
All bets are off, and it's like what they say. It's like we can't. Again, especially as Black creatives, because I think, dude, we have like this energy that's like it can't be copied. The thing is, like, people talk a lot about like whether or not the black experience is being appropriated, and I do think it is, but I think it's also like that shouldn't hold any of us back from going for it, because like people can't take away that thing in your soul that's like, I'm going to make something that people have never seen before. And because Tyler's a perfect example of that. Donald's a perfect example. Like, you watch Atlanta and it's like, holy shit. Like, you can't copy that experience because it's his experience. It's like, it's a very specific experience that people have not been privy to. But we know the secret code. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you had this experience, and I'm glad we're on the Donald conversation, because when I watched This Is America, like for the third time, I was like, I feel like I'm being spoken to in code. Did you have that experience watching that video?
Yeah, he has so many it's just, there's so much like subtext, and like I feel like he interlaced everything very well, very perfectly, because like you could watch that, and I mean, you could just peel it back layer by layer, and it just like keeps unfolding, keeps unraveling, because he packs so much in it, and it's still very entertaining to watch.
And it's just brilliant, because like the way I feel when I watch that video, it's like there are 3 versions of him. Like, imagine if like it's like 3 Donald clones are packed in the same body, and it depends on who you are. Like, if you're a white guy watching This Is America, you see this one thing. But I feel like if you're a black person, specifically a black male creative, I feel like he's like the 3rd clone that people aren't really seeing, but you can see it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
And I feel like and it's like he's looking you in the eye, and he's and I don't know, I just got something very special out of that. And I think it circles back to this idea of, look, all bets are off. I don't know what it's going to be like 30 years from now, but I think in the next 5-10 years, before everyone figures it out, I mean, I think you're in a really good spot to do what you want, and you got to get your hands dirty with carpentry and music. And I would love to see, what kind of furniture you make, what kind of, your fashion and all that stuff, because it's I think that this is also a time that's ripe for us to sort of own our own shit too.
Yeah, for sure.
I've seen you made a painting where Eve is in it from the Adam and Eve story in the Bible, and you made a tweet about Adam and Eve. Are you very much influenced by the Bible? Did you grow up in the church?
Yes. Yeah, I find these there's so much that you can pull from like not only like biblical texts, but just like really even if like there have been artists who like aren't religious who still pull heavily from like these texts because they're just like so fascinating,
Oh yeah.
and there's so much. I mean it's all about interpretation at this point. So there's always like an infinite amount of things that you could pull, even like mythology, just like being able to um take these stories and kind of like I don't like make it your own in a way.
Mm. I think uh, that's to me what's beautiful about our human experience is like, yeah, the ability to do that, especially now considering all this technology we have available to us, being able to look back on these things and repurpose them. But like, I, yeah, I grew up in the church as well. I mean, did you at some point fall out of it? Because you said you weren't into supernatural stuff. So are you like, you're not involved in it anymore or what?
I am,
Okay.
but not. I definitely. I feel like I just have like a different perspective. Well, when you're a kid, it's a lot different because you're told what to believe. So
Mm,
like when you get older, you kind of get like. Well, some I feel like some people don't, but like in most cases, you kind of um break away, not always in like a negative way, but just like you form your own perceptions essentially. And um so my whole uh feelings toward everything regarding religion is probably not the same as like my parents
mm.
or whatever, but it was still, I guess, full in line. But yeah, so that yeah, when you asked supernatural, I was really thinking like ghosts, but
Yeah. Dude,
but
I love ghosts. I love thinking about them.
yeah, I like thinking about aliens more.
Oh yeah, I love aliens too, man. Come on, like that's like the running joke in my friend group is like, oh, here Dom is gonna bring up aliens again. I'm guaranteed to like bring it up on like any first date or like from the first to like the I don't pretty much any date I'll bring it up. Like I don't give a shit anymore. Like I used to be. I think I had to come out of the closet as like an alien lover. Like I really love talking about it, and I mean it's because to really like any moment I stop and think about holy shit there might be a guy out there like some creature that's thinking about us. It's like what the
Yeah,
fuck.
and it's really crazy. It always like perplexes me how these. I mean, it makes sense that with all these movies about aliens, that they would be like humanoid because we
Right.
want to be able to like relate to them. But like
Mm-hmm.
the chance of that happening is so little. Like it's so slight that they would
I
look like
know.
us in like any way. Like
I think Arrival got the closest. Like in terms of like
yes,
okay,
yeah,
yes, they're carbon based and they have the physical presence, but just like I love Arrival because it was like listen, they're not going to speak to us. They're not going to communicate with light. It's going to be some weird ass shit. It's going to be
yes.
very weird.
Yeah, I loved Arrival for that because it was like such a like refreshing take on it. Yeah,
Sometimes I think about like it'd probably be weirder than Arrival even. I feel like if an alien came that like it would probably be so weird we couldn't even capture them with any of our instruments. Like, imagine if an alien was just a specific temperature. Like, what if an alien was just 44 degrees Fahrenheit? Like, literally, you can only feel their presence when it's 44 degrees, and like they communicate by changing their temperature or like their smell or some shit. Like,
yeah, yeah.
it would be so
Exactly. Like
bizarre. Like, I can't even talk to you. Like what the fuck? Like what am I gonna do? Change my body temperature? And they think
yeah,
they think we're mean because we're hot, and they're always like chilly or something. Like I don't know, weird.
yeah. It is weird.
I'm gonna go out and I don't know, and we always talk about going out to find aliens in spaceships. Like, okay, I got to get into a metal vessel, and then I go out of the planet. When in reality, it might be as simple as like, I don't know what the fuck. Like, again, temperature, light frequency. Like, what if it's as simple as like we just like they're here all along. We just gotta like sort of look the right way, like turn your head a certain way, and then it'll just come out. So, I feel like we'll sort of taxi towards the end with this. Your paintings, to me, have a very. Some of them have. They're pretty funny. A lot of them are funny to me in a great way, but they kind of have an advertising taste to them. It's sort of like, to me, like you seem to be like I'm gonna guess that you're very like advertising sensitive. Like you like study them. Like you sort of get the idea of trying to convince people to do things right through sales and ads.
Yeah, I'm very interested in like marketing and stuff like that. Yeah.
What do you think? What would ads look like in your ideal world? Like, what would they say to people?
I don't know, because it can get into like dangerous territory where it's like even at this point, it's like people don't even know like they're being sold to
Right.
a lot of the time. So it's like I don't know, because I don't want it to be like I don't know if there's like I don't know if there's really like a good way, and I haven't really even thought about it like when I say good, I mean like ethically, not
Okay.
there's definitely a good way to sell. But I don't know what they would look like or what they would say. I guess it would be from a business standpoint, you want it to be like they don't know they're being sold to. But if I'm the quote unquote victim of this, I would have a different opinion. Actually, I guess I would just want them to be like completely honest. I guess that would be the best like course of action, because that would probably be the best.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of honesty in ads, but still not toward like it's still to get a sale. Like I'm with you, but I want honesty in a way that's just not profitable. Like I've imagined these ads where it's just like you're gonna get this anyway. So it's like we don't have to tell you about this product, and it's not even being ironic. It's just like they just tell you this is water, whatever the fuck, and that ad might actually work. I'm just being like it's water, like whatever.
Especially in like how humor is today. Like how like many people like our age, like things we find funny, like we would definitely,
it's all anti, it's all irony. Like I don't care anyway. But that's I have feelings about that too. I gotta send you some information about this after the interview, actually, because it's about irony and the use of humor right now. But like, I'll tell you one of mine where like I imagine a world where the ads are just like, call your mom today, not sponsored by anybody, it's not telling you to buy some shit. It's literally telling you take 10 minutes today to just chill by yourself and do something creative. Don't listen to anything. Don't consume anything. Just chill with your family. Just hang out. Just be healthy. Don't buy our shit. Just like, cause we don't like, just imagine just, like, it's just a positive message. And then there's no call to action at the end of it,
Yeah. How would that be funded?
It wouldn't. That's why it would never exist. But I feel like Apple would be the one to do this. It would be like, they just have a commercial where it's like, be great. And mark my word, someone's going to steal this idea. It's going to be like, do better. And it's going to be during a Super Bowl. Oh, who did this? It's viral. Who paid for the ad? And eventually, obviously Apple will come out and be like, yeah, it was us. Buy our MacBook.
Yeah, it honestly is weird, just like thinking like, because at this point, like McDonald's does not need ads. Like they don't need, like they don't. Like like if they didn't release another commercial, I would still go get a $1 cheeseburger. Like it does. They don't need to release anything.
I don't know why, dude. They market so heavily to the black community. It is disgusting. I hate when they have the hip hop ads. Oh, girl, and you're on the radio. Girl, pass me them nuggets. You ain't getting these nuggets, bitch. You better give me them nuggets. Like, I hate it. It's pandering. It's disgusting, dude. You better give me them nuggets with the sauce. Oh my fucking god. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's horrible.
Yeah, there's a whole conversation we could go into why they do that, but we're not going.
Right? Yeah, we won't dive into that. Jesus. But okay, yeah, this has been a good convo, Ladon.
I agree.
Dude, I'm glad we did this. We'll do it again sometime. Please tell the people where they can find you.
For sure. Twitter, Ladon_Alex. Instagram, Ladon_Alex. And my sites, my painting site is ladonalex.com. And my illustration site is Ladon Alex Illustration. Yes.
Excellent. Sir, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Folks out there, I want you to make something clear. I don't have bums on this show, okay? I don't have people I don't believe in on this show. Look at this dude's paintings. He's very humble, but just go take a peek so you can see what the fuck I'm talking about. They're amazing. Go follow this guy. Thank you, Ladon.
Thank you.
Whoa, man. Whew, that was beautiful. Thank you, Chaos Dom. Thank you, Ladon Alex. You know where to find them. It's all right here. It's all in the show notes. Beautiful. I love conversations with artists. I love connecting with people. If there are artists you think I should interview, artists, creative people, whatever the fuck, let me know in the show notes. Let me know in the comments. I'll make it happen. Hey, just Venmo me real quick. Can you Venmo me? No, Gandalf. That's not how this works. Just Venmo me, dog. That's all I need from you. All right. I'm going to scroll through my damn Twitter. There's another question. We had some questions from last time that I didn't answer. Now I got to do it. But can I find it in time? Can I find the question while I'm babbling? You know, there was one that this person asked, and this is kind of, it makes me uncomfortable. I'm just going to ask it. Souls of Big Feet from Tyler_Barg. Looks like a nice, friendly person from Twitter. Says, you're an incredible inspiration for aspiring artists. How does it feel knowing your artwork, videos, and streams have helped people grow in their field of creative work? Good. It feels good if I've helped at all. If I've been able to contribute to that sort of thing. If I've been able to contribute to that sort of thing, then I feel like this venture is worth it. Because, I mean, like I was saying with the seasonal affective disorder stuff, I mean, it's not fun sometimes leaving your house when it's cold and it's like you just want to be in bed. It's not fun. Drawing is fun sometimes. Making things and writing and doing shows, it's fun some of the time. That's what people aren't going to tell you about your creative aspirations is like, most of the time it's work. And for better or for worse, I mean, it's going to feel like you're stacking a brick on top of itself or whatever. But I'm really interested in being another voice that's inside of your head telling you things that are hopefully positive. Since, I mean, we're all just consuming content anyway, then I might as well be very proactive about being one of these people that are kind of in that sphere. You know what I'm saying? So that's a very, very kind compliment. Thank you very much for saying that. We're going to end on another one. Alistair Rituri, a.k.a. Shido the Bear on Twitter, who once made an animation of a Double D skit that I did where D-Respect and I played, it was a Yogi Bear skit, and we had Fantano on that episode. And this must have been like 4 years ago, 4 years ago, and the skit concept was that Yogi the Bear was in a cave, jerking off, and like I was like the who's the guy? He's some sort of, I guess. Who's the guy who helps Curious George? He's like a park ranger. I was some park ranger who just ran into the cave, and Yogi is jerking, and he had like, in this animation that Alistair did, he had like a Coke line on his lip, and I was just yelling at him. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing, Yogi? You can't be doing that shit." And I guess Fantano was the guy who goes, "Hey, boo boo," and I guess he was Yogi, the guy who was jerking it. So whatever. Yeah, great animation though. It's a deep cut for you old fans. Alistair says, "Have you ever done the Myers-Briggs personality test? And if you have, what did you get?" Only discovered it recently, and I thought it was scarily accurate. Dude, you just learned about Myers-Briggs? How'd you not know about it, man? What, are you living under a fucking rock or something? I think I'm gonna say ENFP.
Yeah, that's me.
What? Okay. Yeah, that's what I am. I think ESTJ, EQRP, ESPN. ESPN, that's what I am. No, I was definitely an E. So that's ENFP is energetic, Negro, feeling patterns. No, it's extroverted, nurturing. Oh, intuitive. I said nurturing. Dumb. Intuitive, feeling, perceiving. I don't think I'm a feeling. I think it's feeling or judging. What is it? Feeling or?
Feeling or judging.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. It's
Thinking?
Yeah. He's right.
Do you feel?
No.
Or do you think?
Perceiving and judging, and then when it comes to is feeling or thinking, which isn't to say that you think less or you feel less. It's just another way of just trying to categorize it.
Okay, so feeling or thinking based on like how you categorize stuff, judge things.
How do you do your actions? Like, when you do an action, is it more emotionally focused or is it more logically focused?
Oh, I'm definitely somewhere in between. The thing I don't like about Myers-Briggs is like it's just things aren't binary. You know what I'm saying? Just like my gender, you know what I'm saying? Don't fucking call me a man. Don't call me a woman, dude. Don't even call me queer or whatever else, dude. My gender it can't even be described, dude. To describe my gender, it's like it's like when Cthulhu comes out of the ocean and it's just like, and the sound he makes is like, and then like cities are destroying and babies are just like exploding and shit. That's my gender. And that's what my Myers-Briggs thing is. All right, you guys, thanks a lot for listening. We're going to end on that. Shout out to Benjamin Button, man. Hey, Doc, tell me why my dick won't work, man. Please, you got to help. Benjamin, I done told you already. We've been over this for 30 minutes. This fucking movie needs to be over, okay? I'm just trying to collect my check, Benjamin. What the fuck? Hey, Doc, please help me out, man. What the fuck? Thank you guys for watching. All right, thank you to our guest. Thank you for Chaos Dom. Don't forget, hop on the damn Patreon. Help me pay people. Shout out to Downhill Media, home of Art Explain, which you got to watch. That's all I got. All right, what we do?
Yeah.